Hello everyone, and welcome to Toolbox Talk, brought to you by CBS Cooperative. I'm Mike Blackburn.
And I'm Carl Taylor.
Hey Carl, so look, we've just reached 1,300 shareholders with the Cooperative, which is an absolutely fabulous milestone, isn't it?
Oh, look, Mike, I remember when we started this thing, we thought, well, if we can get 30 and to, get 1,300, it's just absolutely amazing. But it just shows you how powerful we are in that market now, isn't it? Because we never thought that was going to happen.
Well, no, I always did. I always thought the idea was great, but look, it's taken a bit of time. And of course, the other thing too is that it's not just more shareholders. What we're actually finding is that the amount of spend with our suppliers has gone up significantly, which is probably the best news story of all, isn't it?
I think one of the things we always said is how cool it'd be to be one of the biggest purchasers of building materials in New Zealand. It's fair to say we're well and truly on that route, which is just phenomenal.
It's really good. So look, what I really want to do with this first episode is to go back 7 years to when you and I first got together and thought, could we change the construction industry? Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, I think, and you and I both know there's conflicting stories about how this beast started, but I think I'll touch on my story first and then we'll go into yours, but I think I remember I put something on LinkedIn and we didn't know each other.
No.
And I had
I remember you were bitching and moaning about sales reps.
I was actually sitting at the gym waiting for a workout and I did a wee video. And that came because I wasn't able to compete against the big guys. I was pretty well known for doing stuff up the hill, but quite frankly, I was losing jobs to the big guys. And I put something like that on LinkedIn, and you reached out, and we had a coffee, and the boys got together.
Yeah.
We met at a pub, as Kiwi stories go. And,
yeah.
And here we are. So.
Well, look, from my point of view, I mean, I've been management consulting and sort of working with a lot of builders and sort of obviously following the earthquakes, we built a lot of houses and then we built too many houses. And then, of course, the inevitable downturn in the industry came. And one of the things that I'd seen about the building industry was that when the market gets tight, builders often revert to competing on price. And if you're a small builder, and you go to your merchant, you simply just don't have the power, the leverage to ask for, negotiate for a better deal. And so again, it was the salesperson in me that thought if we could get a small group of builders together, then surely we could negotiate a better price collectively on their buying power. And it sort of simply started from there.
Yeah, it did. And look, I remember even prior to that, I went back to my merchant. I won't say who it was, but it's not one of our suppliers now. And I said to them, "Hey, look, if I could come back to you with a couple of my builder mates, could we get a better deal?" And they said, "Yeah, no, that's fine. Do that." So I came back with 5 of my builder mates who were working under me. I was kind of mentoring them, I guess, a little bit. And the merchant at the time said, "Yeah, no, we're happy to give you a better rate, but the condition is it has to be one account." And I didn't want to take the credit risk for everyone else. Yep. So I guess that's where the cooperative sort of came out from. And look at us now. It shows you that, when a bunch of builders and tradespeople get together, what you can actually do for your business in terms of your buy power. And that's what we're doing now, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, and look, I mean, I think back to all the doors that we knocked on to get our supplier network together, and we got told to piss off by a lot of people, but there was a core group of people, and I won't single anybody out, but there was a bunch of people who immediately got the idea and saw the potential and really gave us a chance to get started, which we're obviously very, very grateful for.
I think it'd be fair to say the word wasn't bugger off; it was something else, and yeah, that was quite hurtful, wasn't it?
Yeah, but look, persistence. Because at the end of the day, it was the idea was sound. It took it took us 2 years because the structure of a cooperative. And let's talk a little bit about the value of a cooperative to our members, because obviously getting a cooperative off the ground is quite a special type of business structure, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing with cooperatives is, obviously they're pretty well known in the agri sector, farmlands, all those sorts of guys. But in the building sector, they're not really known at all. So to be able to build a cooperative in terms of legal costs, We're governed under the FMA as well. It's quite a mission to get that done, and we were very fortunate that we had a team that could see the vision and that were able to do a lot of that work for us on a pro bono basis. And without that, we certainly wouldn't be here today, and that's why we've done that.
And of course, the advantage of a cooperative, and you mentioned the agri sector, is the fact that all the members that join, they actually own the business. So it's a very, very stable long-term structure. You're actually buying an asset over and above the value of the discounts that you get, and so it's a member-driven organisation.
Yeah, I always say to the guys, how cool is it to be involved in a group where you actually own a part of your industry? You can't do that with any other organisation in the construction sector. You as a small shareholder actually own the cooperative. You have a vote, you have a say, and I think that's pretty special. And cooperatives they tend to last forever, don't they? Yeah. I think the oldest cooperative in New Zealand, correct me if I'm wrong, is actually SBS Bank, and I think they've just celebrated 150 years.
Yeah.
So that's...
And of course, I mean, obviously, for those that don't know, Carl, you're obviously the chairman of the board.
I am, yep. Look, and that's been a hell of a learning curve for me. Poor old builder having to chuck a suit on and meet with some pretty cool people. It's certainly opened up doors.
Yes.
But as chairman, my role is to help guide the team, steer them in the right direction, and make sure that we are getting the best deals and materials in New Zealand.
And again, so I mean, obviously, when we first started, I recall when we sort of threw our first launch party, the trade show. What do we have? I think we had 12 suppliers on board, so we're 30 deep now, and obviously we're about to make a couple of new announcements for some new suppliers over the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting news.
We could actually announce one of them now, couldn't we?
Oh, okay. All right.
Didn't we do that last night?
We did that last night, so where you go?
So we've, most of you probably know, we've had quite a loose agreement with Torpedo 7 over the years, which is part of the warehouse group. But we're actually happy to announce that we have signed a national supply agreement with Torpedo 7. So that will be announced properly in the coming days. But there you have it.
I'll have to do my marketing
work
you will.
And
get it on the app.
Yeah.
And so, of course, for everyone who is a shareholder, the easiest place to get access to those discounts is via your phone, via the CBS Cash app. And, of course, if you're not a CBS shareholder, then you should be.
And that's one of the other things. It's not just building materials, is it? Like we've gone into other sectors. We've got Torpedo 7. We've got 2 degrees on there as well.
Yes,
so it's just not building materials.
No, look, and some of the other new suppliers that we're very, very close to signing are much more in that retail space. Now, obviously, to become a shareholder in the cooperative, you don't have to be a builder, you don't have to be a tradie, but your business needs to be buying building materials, or certainly materials through our merchant, and that's open. Look, we've got engineering companies, we've got landscapers, painters, guys that are doing sort of property maintenance, developers.
What about the chicken coop guy? So we've got this guy down south. He's not a builder as such, but he does buy a hell of a lot of 3x1.5 and chicken mesh. He builds chicken coops. So that guy now can compete with people like me, which is pretty cool too. So a whole range of shareholders. I think we've even got guys that own gyms, don't we?
Yeah.
And they do their own fit outs.
Look again. If you're buying building materials, look, I've got a mate that's an electrician, and they're forever down at Bunnings buying accessories and just all those things that you don't necessarily associate with electricians, but they're getting an absolute fabulous discount, something that they would never get access to on their own through being a member of the co-op.
And we've got bloody big goals, don't we? Like, didn't we say 10,000 shareholders?
Yeah, look. I
can we still do that?
Look,
we can.
10,000 is roughly about 10% of the size of the construction market, and given the fact that the vast majority of members of builders and tradies in the construction industry are small, self-employed owner-operators. It's a really, really big opportunity. So look, 5 years deep into this, and look, gosh, this last year we've literally doubled the number of new shareholders we're getting every week, which is just outstanding news.
Like I think, I mean, I'm pretty chuffed with how it's gone. And again, we wouldn't be able to do this without the support of the new shareholders, without the support of the suppliers, more importantly, because without them, we don't get the buy power. They've got to have the vision as well. And it's been pretty good to work with not only other cooperatives that are in the construction sector, but also non-cooperatives too that want to slice that pie.
So one of the things I want to talk about now, Carl, is we sort of talked a little bit about the vision. So what's the message that we want to? What's the sales pitch that we want to give to anyone who is not a shareholder at the moment and is thinking about joining the cooperative? What's the number one reason why you would say to them to join the co-op?
Well, quite frankly, it would be pretty unlikely that you're getting the best deal on building materials. So for $1,000, you become a shareholder of CBS and you actively get those discounts that we've already got. Not only that, if you qualify, you get the rebate. So it's not really a sales pitch. It's more of a why wouldn't you join? It's $1,000. That's all it is. It's not,
and that's a one-only payment because we're not a buying group. We're not like, and I won't mention any other names here. We're not. There's no annual subscription. When you join the co-op, it's a one-off payment of $1,000 for those, and you're buying an asset. That's not a fee. That's a tangible asset that you own. Which if ever you were to exit the industry or change whatever, you can sell those shares on. So that's a tangible asset. And then of course you get access to effectively group home builder rates across all of our supplier network.
And obviously if you qualify based on your spend, you get that rebate back as well. And that rebate can range quite significantly based on what you spend. And that's something you won't be getting out there at the moment. I can tell you that now. If you're part of one of the other organisations, you will not be getting that. There isn't really a sales pitch. It's more of a case of why wouldn't you join? You've got nothing to lose. It's $1,000. It adds value to your business.
I tell you the stories that I love to hear, and much like you, I talk to our shareholders every day. And the story that I absolutely love to hear is that Mike, I've just saved $1,000 on my first purchase from one of our merchants. I was doing a kitchen reno or a bathroom reno, and compared to what I spent. The last time I did it before being a shareholder, saved $1,000. So there's my shareholder fee back in the bank, and that's just on one job.
I had a young Sparky come up to me last night at our Noel Emens event, and he said to me, Carl, this is the first time I'm actually making a profit because I'm getting competitive building materials. And I thought, mate, you've been building for 5 years and you haven't been able to access that before. So he was stoked with that.
You said it earlier on, our original advertising tagline was leveling the playing field.
And it still is. And that's what we're doing. We've certainly shaken some cages out there, haven't we, in that regards. Which is phenomenal.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, look, I think that sort of wraps up the story of how we started the co-op and the benefits. So we'll look forward to bringing you more stories about the co-op and the building industry in the future.
Good as gold. Thank you. See you later.